Alright, this is Talker Day, back with another Transformers review, and today I have Transformers Prime RID Skyquake. And I was really happy I finally got this guy, and he's everything I was expecting him to be. First and foremost, take a quick look at the packaging. We have our standard RID Voyager class packaging. We got the vehicle mode up here on the front. Light up pulse cannon, requires 2 alkaline batteries. Got the very nice, very angry underslung Gatling gun swinging Skyquake over there. We got our obligatory product shots with the giant mounted cannon of doom that is in no way aerodynamically correct at all. Got the robot mode. Press and hold to convert pulse cannon to shatter wave blaster. I'm gonna rip this thing apart later on. Don't worry. There's the bio. Pause it if you want to read it. And down below your tech specs. So yeah. I picked this guy up at my local DD's discounts, which I'm really surprised because I never even saw him at my Walmart or my Toys R Us or my Targets. He just went straight to discount stores, which is really annoying that they're doing that so much lately. So I want to go ahead and, first of all, let's talk about his accessories. He comes with this really nice, simple molded sword. A lot of nice molded in detail, but no paint or anything. But very nice sword. I like it. You know, you got a peg on the side to where you can either mount it on his arm or store it on his back, which I'm not very good at yet. There you go. And we have his Power Razor Mech Tech gimmick. Seriously, this is Hasbro not wanting to let go of the idea of the Mech Tech weapons. It's nicely molded. There's some nice molded in detail here and there. And it lights up. But it does not lock in place. If they made these things with a locking mechanism, that would have solved a lot of angry issues. And it doesn't even light up all that bright either. I know you may, let's see, there's the light right there. So, yeah, later on I'm going to get around to cutting this apart and gluing this part together nice and solid to give them a good underslung cannon. What's funny though is that you can mount it on the arm here, and don't know if it's going to show off on camera or not. Okay, the idea is though, is that this is supposed to light up here when you light up the gun. And it kind of lights up. No, not really, does it? No. Okay, it doesn't show very well across on camera. And if you twist this right... Okay, I'm not doing it right. Lovely, make a liar out of me. Okay. Alright, get that piece of junk out of here. Okay, let's get down to comparison shots. I'm going to compare him first to his Cyberverse version. Now, this is, of course, Dreadwing from the Cyberverse version, but still, same Cyberverse mold. And yeah, the size difference is obvious, but they kept the similarities pretty close. I really like that. Now, yeah, the backpacks are way different. But, you know, Cyberverse Voyager, it's going to happen. Then we have my other standard comparison. This is a Deluxe Drift, Generations Drift, and yeah, Voyagers are getting smaller. It's sad to see. And we have modern day comparison, full of Cybertron and Air Raid. Much better comparison, but I'd still rather the Voyagers be bigger. The figure himself has a lot of nice molded detail. You know, the shoulder pads I really like because they are ball jointed and got a little bit of a swivel hinge on them also. The head has a nice swivel to it and a little bit of a downward looking. You can kind of look up, but yeah, you really can mistransform them. I like the translucent plastic on the cockpit. His shoulders are ball jointed. They also have an internal hinge right there. You have an upper arm swivel, a decent 90-degree bend elbow, good wrist swivel, He's got ball jointed hips, an upper thigh swivel that's kind of limited just because of the way it's molded. You know, a decent knee bend, and a good toe articulation. But, you know, yeah, I wish he had more articulation. You know, a ball jointed wrist would have been nice. You know, double jointed elbows would have been nice. But he's a Skyquake. He's really not going to be pulling off too many ninja poses. He really is an artillery guy. He grabs his gun and just stands there mowing you down. The really cool thing about his backpack, though, is that, one, it's all nice and compact, and yeah, this part's a little loose on. I might have to get some nail polish on there later on. It's all nice and compact and very screen accurate, but you can change the thing around all you want. You can pull that down, and actually in packaging it's mistransformed like that. You can bring these wings back up like this, fold that down, and there's one option. It's really cool. I do like that. So let's go ahead and get into transformation. Now, this guy can be simple in some respects, but really annoying in others. Go ahead and flip the toes up first. Oh, and before I get too far in transformation, one thing I want to comment on is his head is made of this weird rubbery plastic, and I don't like that at all. They gave him light piping, proper orange light piping, but then they paint his eyes. Why do you guys do that, Hasbro? Why? I'd really like to know. Okay, so get the shoulder panels out of the way next. Get the arms out of the way. Then, at the waist, you're going to break that apart. Bring the head up and away. Bring out the cockpit. Flip out the nose cone. And then flip this peg thing back like that. And then slide these pieces back also. Those become the underside of the nose cone. And peg those in like that. And take the head, flip it underneath its own panel, and there you go right there. Whoa! My bad, I wasn't paying attention. I popped off one of the ball jointed shoulder plates. There we go. And speaking of shoulder plates, you're going to bring those up. You're going to bring them back like that. And then these tabs, these pegs, are going to go into the holes on either side of the cockpit, right there. And sometimes lining them up and just getting them in there can be a pain in the butt, but there you go. Okay, so got the nose cone done. Then you're going to flip them over. You're going to break apart the waist section right there, and I'm bringing that all the way forward up to there, and then fold it backwards on itself. Now, don't want to peg those in quite yet. These pegs that are on the side of his hips are going to go into the holes right inside there. You don't want to wait on that for a second, because you got to bring the arms in like this. You got to twist them around at their ball jointed shoulders. So when it comes together in the middle here, this tab is going to peg into this slot here, and also make sure that the light up bits are facing downward, so that all pegs into place. Okay. And then these tabs that are on the underside of the wrist are going to go into these little slots right here underneath the engine thruster. Kind of the problem is, though, is that those slots are rubberized, so they may not want to peg in all the way on the first try. Oh, and if you are so interested, yes, you can have a Veritech mode. Doesn't really work too well with him. It works better. Veritech mode works a lot better with the Cyberverse version. Okay, next, you're going to take these pegs and you're going to peg them in right there. Then you're going to take these tail fins. Well, Yeah, these ones do want to pop out once in a while because you have to slide them up, so you gotta be careful you don't use too much force on them. But then these pegs right here are going to go into holes right here on the underside again. Like that. And like that. And then these back tail fins will peg into the side of the engine thruster. See, he's finicky. This is his main drawback, is he's finicky, he's got these rubber bits. Okay, there we go. Then using these hinges right here, you're going to bring these wings up, and they're already at their own natural angle. And there you go. Of course, you're going to want to spin the hands around here. Now, unfortunately, this is kind of where the figure starts to fall on his face a little bit. From the top, he looks alright. A little bulky in the back. He's supposed to be a Harrier, like a Harrier jump jet. A little bulky in the back. From the front, not too horrible. But from the side, it's... And then the bottom, he's got visible limb syndrome. And for those of you that don't know, is basically when you can see the arms or legs, visible hands, visible legs, visible arms, even a mild case of visible head. Right there. And of course you can peg the sword in underneath the wing. And you can take his aerodynamically impossible gun and peg it up on top. This is another... it won't even fold down all the way. And if you leave it in just gently pegged in enough, yeah, good on you, Hasbro. It's another cheap piece of plastic junk. You know, it won't surprise me if this is why they made all everything else out of rubber. You know, very nice figure. I like it. The wings sometimes don't want to peg in all the way. That's probably me mistransforming it. And he's got the rubber. Oh, goodness, the rubber tipped nose. The rubbery fins. These rubbery fins. He does have a nice folding landing gear. These back landing gear are molded in. What's funny is that there's slots on the front and back one that makes them look like they're meant to roll, but they don't. His best mode really is the bot mode. So, I'm going to bring in my comparison shots, and let's start off with his Cyberverse brethren himself. Is that landing gear already folded down? Oh, no, it's permanently molded there. I forgot that. There is a major size difference between him and his Cyberverse version. But again, this is usually a $20 figure, and this is usually like an $8 figure. So, hey, go figure. But they did keep it pretty accurate. And this was actually the first version to come out, too. What's funny, though, is that it seems like the Cyberverse actually does a little bit better with the underbelly kibble. I just think that's cute. So let's go ahead and bring in Generations Drift. And, you know, the Deluxe from late 90s, early 2000s is almost the same size as a modern day Voyager. That kind of shows the direction we're going in, huh? And then here is a modern day Deluxe, actually newer Deluxe than him. So, yeah. Should you go out and pick up Skyquake, go get him. Okay, his vehicle mode is derpy. It's kibbly as you wouldn't believe, you know. But he's a really good figure. He's annoying to transform, so, you know, practice with him until you know his mechanics. But despite his issues, he's a really fun toy. I cannot praise this guy enough. He's really fun. So, this has been Talk Today with a review of Transformers Prime RAD Skyquake. And, oh, by the way, this thing, there's a lot of mods and stuff you can do for it on TFW 2005. If I can find some of them, I'll put links down below. And I'll probably modify this myself also, and then I'll put links to that down below also. So, as I was saying, Talk Today with a review of Transformers Prime RAD Skyquake, and thank you much for watching.